from wherever you are, and welcome to our review of Gen V, the boys spin off set at a university, and it is their version of the X Men. However, this series could not be further from the Gen V of the comic books, which was just a few issues within a whole spectrum of the boys' comic book run. That being said, before we get into our reviews, and this is spoilers. This isn't going to be a play by play. I'm going to do an overall and then just talk about some key moments and look to finish this quickly because it just doesn't deserve a large discussion. Zam, what did you think of this?
All right, so I'm going to be the minority, and I thought this was all right. I didn't think this was fantastic, far from it. But then again, it is early days. It is very different to what the boys is. The boys was about two factions: the humans versus the superpowers and shit like that. Here, you're kind of focusing more on the superpower people and stuff like that. And I really wouldn't compare this more to the X-Men. I'll compare this maybe a little bit more to, as I mentioned earlier in our chat, things like Teen Titans and stuff like that. And but that's the sort of vibe I'm getting.
I'm just saying what Gen
No,
V
no, no. I
are,
agree.
you
I
know.
know. I agree. I agree because I think that's the overall portrayal for what a lot of people how they feel like they're going to come. But watching these episodes and seeing some of the more with a lot of things feel very within house. You know, they're not going out and trying to resolve issues and shit like that, which is never really what the boys are about anyway. All their superhero shit is all fucking make believe anyway. But this is no different to a degree. But a lot of the stuff feels a lot more in house, a lot more investigative, which is kind of what the Teen Titans has been at times to a degree, trying to solve some of their own issues. And that's how I feel about this. It's okay. Hopefully, I'll get to like the characters a little bit better. It's definitely a bit more sentimental compared to a bit more tragic, a bit more in that sense. Not as funny, but it has its funny moments. But yeah, it's all right. Let's see how it goes. There's a long way to go.
All right, Gaz.
I hated it because it was every emo, flaming miserable, flaming teen Hollywood, like high school trope that's ever been made, and they could have deconstructed it because that's what the boys does. The boys deconstruct sort of like superhero tropes a lot, but there's no deconstruction here. It was just all straight faced. It's like, Super Stargirl. I showed that I've been champion for ages. Did the exact opposite, and it's like, can we not go back to that, please? I mean, this was just like miserable, horrible. Everybody had an emo sort of like story. It's like, God, it's like. I'm surprised that people didn't cut their wrists more. Joking aside, but it was just horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one, Gaz. This show was just an absolute bundle of fucking misery. There was no humor in this. There's no fun. First of all, there's just every single character is just a throwback to late 90s, early 2000s teen dramas, and where everyone had a fucking issue all the time, bunch of mopey, sad pricks, no like massively fun arsehole type characters like from the comic books, no kind of frat boy stuff so far. We're introduced to, quite frankly, a bunch of the dullest CW rip-off characters so far. Nobody's likable in this because every time you think, oh, and then they just go straight back into the moping and the morose bollocks. And so far, it's not off to a good start for me. I'm hoping it kind of picks up. But in terms of story-wise, so basically, yeah, this takes place at a university. And as you would expect in the world of the boys, not everything is as it seems. So the university is like a kind of funneling system where they kind of get them prepped and ready to kind of eventually either join the seven or become this, part of different groups and all this kind of stuff. And within there, they have like a social rating system. How many followers they have, viewers, what their ranking is within the school. Obviously, the higher they're ranking up, the more the kind of the school system kind of props them up in the media and all this kind of shit. So it's very much like the cog in the overall machine that is Vought International. This series takes place between seasons 3 and 4. So it's, I think, from what I know, it's from after Homelander blew the guy's head off.
Yeah, you saw some little news snippets here and there.
Yeah, so it's around there. The characters that we focus on are Marie, who can kind of control blood, which is pretty cool. To be honest, we have Cricket, who not unfortunately not the funny Cricket from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. We've just got some bird who's basically the Ant-Man of the group. However, how she activates her powers is quite funny. She has to vomit or purge in order to shrink. And we get the one kind of derivative from the boys, and that's when she's having sex with some bloke who wants her to shrink down so he can feel like he's got a massive dick and blah, blah, blah. And ha, ha, ha.
How did you feel about that scene? I was thinking about you when I saw that scene.
Too try hard. I didn't find it funny. I just found it too try hard. And I can't stand the kind of hypocrisy where we've got full male nudity and not even a topless woman in there. It's just like, how does that make sense? Like, you're banging a bird in the chair and she's got a top on, and like this kind of like.
Dude, that male nudity is a fake penis, by the way. It's not a real dick.
I know that, but I'm just saying, like, it in terms of aesthetics, it just doesn't make sense. Not that I give a shit. I'd rather we don't have fucking sex and nudity in stuff if it's just gonna play for like silly buggers. So yeah, I weren't really fussed about that. So what did you guys? Did you laugh at it, Zamo?
Oh, my first thing was I'm thinking, honestly, my first scene, when I saw that scene, I thought that's typical boys sort of stuff. At the same time, I'm thinking to myself, I wonder what Ginger would think about this scene. I really did. And at the same time, but I didn't mind it. I mean, look, what do we expect from a show that's going to be a spin-off of The Boys? I mean, this is that level, isn't it, to a degree?
Yeah, but the problem is it's too derivative of the Boys, and there should be like different kind of shock value stuff. I mean, Vance.
I wasn't shocked by it though.
No.
You know,
It's just
people
like shock for shock's sake.
Yeah.
Like, people gonna be like, "Oh my god," kind of thing.
I actually thought to myself, this is like, you know, if I could, you know, if I could get my partner to shrink and maybe play with my balls and shit, it's like I would try to do that too if I could ask her to do it. You know what I mean? So I could see where he was coming from. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean, if you can make your person who's got these whatever their superpowers is, if you can make it work for you in a kinky way, then do it. You know, so that was how it was there. But in a way, you saw the tragedy of it, that she has to fucking puke herself in order to get it.
Yeah.
So you saw both sides of it, and so I appreciate it for what it was.
No, but I mean, like, again, even her puking to shrink, like, they didn't have to make it so fucking miserable. Like, only in like,
it's miserable though.
No, not really, because
you
like,
puke yourself. It's not good.
I know it's not good, but if it was done like with a British slang, British twist of humor, they would have done it in a much more funnier way that is more in line with what the Boys is meant to be. Like, it's so far swayed. But I'm getting annoyed because it's so far removed from what the comic books were. And the comic books are 10 times more tragic and 10 times more like just insane. Whereas here, we're just going down the bog standard road where everyone, but the adage is everyone's a miserable cunt. And this is what's kind of winding me up with this. You know, you've taken something that is essentially British made, and you've turned it American, and you've done it in the most miserable fashion. And that's why I'm just kind of struggling to get any enjoyment out of this. Gaz, what did you think of the penis?
There's a comment there by Daniel.
It was just why. I mean, like, it was just there to be there. I mean, it was just like, I mean, I'm sorry, but if I'm shagging a girl, I don't want her to small just so that she can be like a hellfire and around a cock. Sorry, sorry. I mean, like maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just like, but it just doesn't do it for me. And it's like, I mean, all right. I mean, it kind of led to some decent stuff later because that character was the name Cricket was kind of the only decent one there because she had a reason to be miserable because people kept on screwing her over, but like, then she seemed to have a good heart.
Yeah.
So she's the only character I kind of had any sort of sympathy or emotional stakes with. Because at least she had more emotions than I'm always sad. No, she seemed to be like perky and nice and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, that's what I liked. But yeah, that's the thing I could have done without. Yeah.
I would have laughed if she'd had a whole load blown onto her while she was small. Like that would have been fucking.
No, I would have loved it if
Daniel
he
Barnes
came and he shot to the ceiling. No, that would have been funny. And she stuck to the ceiling and the constant sticks to the ceiling.
Yeah, fly
that would have
the room when she gets a load shot.
Yeah, and then like she's still stuck in the room when
I've got it here.
When Marie comes in. And she's still stuck in the ceiling.
Yeah, she's this one of that loads.
You just see her like stuck with cum.
Yeah. Okay, I get it. Yeah. All right. So the other characters we have is Andre Anderson, who can like manipulate objects, he's a telekinetic and all this kind of stuff. Again, just another miserable prick, just trying to follow in his father's footsteps.
The actor, I've seen him before, by the way. Where have I seen him? The guy who plays his dad. I've seen him.
I've got all the info here because I can't be asked to memorize everything. Let's see. He's been in. I don't know if you've watched The Cypher or Sabrina or Midsommar.
Which one? Harrison Ford.
What?
No,
Harrison Ford, Sabrina.
No, the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. He wasn't born when Sabrina came out. I don't know. He does look familiar, but from what I'm seeing here, I don't think I've seen him. After Ever Happy, I don't know if you watched that.
No.
Okay, well, that's the stuff he's been in. We had somebody who reminds me a lot like Silver Fox from the X-Men, who she touches you and can make you do things, whatever she wants you to do. The kind of blondie of the group. We had my personal favorite character, which was it says Jordan and Jordan, the gender swapping character.
Yeah.
I thought they were very.
They have powers as well, though. Like one of them is like, I think when you're a man, they're indestructible, but as a girl, they're faster, or they I don't know.
As a girl, she's got more like Sue Storm's powers of like. Well, more like telekinesis powers, and
like force push powers.
And as the bloke, she's more. He's more indestructible, kind of stuff. I thought they were very cool. That's the one character I like, but again, miserable prick. We had Patrick Schwarzenegger, who is the kind of Human Torch of the group. The only thing I say about Patrick Schwarzenegger is a way better actor than I expected. I've seen him in other stuff, and he's not really come across as anything special. But I thought
there's a film he's in called Daniel Is Real, where he's really good in it.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Oh, fair enough. Yeah,
he was always going to be better than his dad, though, wasn't he? I mean, would he be as successful as his dad? Is a different thing. But
probably not. He won't hit just like Tom Hanks's son. He won't hit his father's heights of success, but doesn't matter. You don't have to.
Who do you think? All right,
as long as he's happy and stable with work.
Who do you think is the more successful Sutherland, Kiefer or Donald?
Donald.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, he hasn't had like a low period in his career, like up until he passed away, hasn't he?
No, he's still alive.
Yeah, he's still around. But you can say this though, that Kiefer Sutherland is not like his career's been shit either. You know what I mean?
No,
he's had a massive career.
He's had the more high profile stuff, but Donald Sutherland is just been just more consistent in working and things like that, and he's not a prick like his son. But yeah, I mean, if you'd have said to me,
Goldie Hawn's daughter, I forgot her name. Who? Goldie Hawn's daughter. Oh God, her name escapes me
Alison now. Something.
No, not that.
Her mother.
Kate. Kate, what's her name?
Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
There are a few. Yeah, there's a
she had a
few.
couple of good stuff, but her mother's way more successful, made more
Yeah.
memorable stuff. I think Kate Hudson is just unfortunately the victim of the era of rom-coms that are really fucking bad. And
And you got the Sheens as well, Martin, Charlie, Emilio Estevez.
I'd probably say Charlie Sheen. He had the more kind of high-profile stuff with Platoon, with
Wall Street.
Wall Street, yeah, all those kind of stuff. You know, yeah,
Hot Shots, which are fucking
yeah, and
brilliant.
Hot Shots. I do one of my all-time favorite films. So
Yeah,
and a very successful sitcom in 2.5 Men.
2.5. Yeah,
Also, he took over from Michael J. Fox with Spin City, and he did really well in that. You know, so yeah, he's had the more kind of high-profile stuff. Emilio Estevez just kind of got fed up with acting, so I just went behind the camera.
yeah.
And Martin Sheen is just
Jack Quaid, of course, and Jack Quaid. I mean, the son of Dennis Quaid, who I thought should have played Indiana Jones at one point, but he looks a lot like Harrison Ford. The son of Martin.
Yeah,
Meg Ryan, and obviously his fucked up uncle Randy Quaid.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Look, let's just quickly go through this. So we'll come back to this. So at the university, something's gone awry. There's like this woods thing that keeps appearing in one guy's dream, and eventually he finds out that his brother, who he thought committed suicide, didn't commit suicide. So Patrick Schwarzenegger goes crazy, kills the dean. A bunch of crazy shit happens that you'd expect to always happen. And so the kids, the protagonist kids, are kind of investigating what's really going on at the university. And the little one finds Patrick Schwarzenegger's brother that's still locked up, and he's gone a little bit doolally because of the thing. Yada yada yada. We get left somewhere around there, and rating system, blah blah blah. Let's give Damn, go.
I just want to also add that even though like people want to resemble this to X-Men, I would also say that not only is this more like Teen Titans, it's got similarities to Harry Potter as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
people are all in the school and dorm. Yeah,
this is fuck all like X-Men. What I was saying before, in the comic books, this is their version of the X-Men. Now, in the comic books, you could see the influence within the X-Men massively, just the darker version. This is exactly as you describe it. It's more like Teen Titans. It's more like your kind of Harry Potter stuff where something's afoul within Hogwarts kind of stuff. So just a lot more miserable. So yeah, you're absolutely spot for sure. All right, let's just go into the ratings, and we'll just talk about parents and children actors, because I kind of like that. So Zam, what would you give this first three?
Episode 1 or first 3 episodes? Just regarding episode 1, I would say that I was kind of shocked by some of the deaths we had. You know, when you got Arnold Schwarzenegger's son playing a prominent role in this show, the last thing I expected him was to be killed off of the fucking pilot. You know, and obviously Clancy Brown, well, maybe he could get killed off too, but yeah, some significant deaths in the first episode, some crazy shit. Second episode, third episode, yeah, they were okay as well. More spotlights on other characters and the overall what's going on, basically experimentation on superheroes. I'm gonna give the show a very generous first 3 episodes. That is as a whole 7 out of 10.
All right, guys.
Very, very generous 7 out of 10.
I'll give it a 2.
Yeah, I'll give it a 2 as well. I think the first episode was the strongest of the lot because of the fact that we did not expect Patrick Schwarzenegger to fucking die in it, or Clancy Brown. But
one more thing, did you see the homage, the Patrick Schwarzenegger homage to his dad? Him walking around naked all the fucking time, just like his dad would do in Terminator. You know what I mean? I really felt that, you know. So yeah, it was a good homage there.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so that's it for Gen V. Mediocre start so far. Let's hope it picks up, though I don't hold out any hope. And from this point on, I'm going back to what you lot were doing, comparing the children of famous actors and who's had the better career, because that was a far more interesting conversation. And we were at Jack Quaid. I think I agree that Jack Quaid is set to have a much more prominent career. I mean, he's already hit the stratosphere, um, and he's what? Is he not even 30 yet, or he's just in his
He's just
He's
turned
thirties?
knocking
30.
on it.
Huh?
Yeah, but he might be in his 30s, but still, he's already got a massive thing going on with Lower Decks. He's got a massive thing going on with The Boys. He's been in movies like Scream and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I think the world is oyster at this moment in time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
pulling up his stuff. He's been in the Hunger Games. Yeah, he's got obviously Lower Decks. He's also, by the way, in My Adventures in Superman, which is a new Superman animated series, and he plays Superman and Clark Kent. He does do a lot of.
fascinating.
He was in
Voice
Oppenheimer.
work.
Yes, he was.
Was he up in those? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
It's
he's
a very
also.
small role, but yes, he was in it.
Yeah, he did a voice of one of the Peter Parkers in Across the Spider Verse. He played.
Fascinating.
I didn't realize. Fucking hell, he played Alberto Falcone in Batman: The Long Halloween films. So like he's already had like
Multi-talented, really
he's
multi-talented.
very talented. He was in a really. I liked a film that he was in called Plus One as well. It's a bit of a rom com, but it's quite good. Derails a bit towards the end, but most of it's good. I'm just looking at his stuff here. That yeah, I mean, yeah, his career is just gonna keep going up and up and up with Star Trek, and even if it doesn't, his voice acting career is definitely gonna go up and up and up. Um,
Now, look, regarding, there are some actors. I mean, I who I know are kids of famous people who have tried to really make a name for themselves and they haven't. I think Scott Eastwood is definitely one of them.
yeah,
He's he can't catch himself a break to save his life. Another person though,
he's not a good
I
actor,
thought would.
though. That's the problem.
Well, there's one particular guy I thought who would do really well and maybe come out of his father's shadow to a degree was Scott Kahn, the son of James Kahn. He did some stuff earlier on, and I thought, okay, he's got a decent career ahead of him. But all of a sudden, like he kind of like disappeared after things like Ocean's 11 and Ocean's 12 and 13.
Yeah, so
No,
Yeah.
he did the what's it called? He did the remake of Hawaii Five-O.
yeah, so what
Yeah,
happened?
exactly.
Yeah, but that. So I saw him. He was interviewed by Michael Rosenbaum, Lex Luger from Smallville.
Yeah.
He was interviewed by him, and they talked about it because he said, "Look, your career looked like it was going up and all this kind of stuff." But I think he said he had some issues, like dealing with fame and all of this, and then he just found that with Hawaii Five-O, it was just a stable job where he didn't have to travel everywhere. It was just set in Hawaii, and he kind of was just happy to settle with that. And that's why his kind of career didn't, because yeah, like you say, early on he was in some great stuff like Varsity Blues, and he was one of the standout performers.
Ready to Rumble. I love that
Yeah.
fucking film. I don't
Ready
care
to
what anyone
Rumble.
says.
Yeah,
I love
exactly.
Ready to. Oh, here's a
Yeah.
good one. Here's a good one by Vaughn. I'm actually. This is a good one. John David Washington. All right, not yet, but and trust me, that's one of the. That's like we're talking Mount Everest here now. Yeah, but
Yeah, I mean,
Denzel Washington
Denzel-
is Mount Everest. But John David Washington, he has done himself many favors recently with some of the stuff that he's been in.
Well,
Yeah, I
that's
actually thought.
starring in The Creator.
Yeah, he's in The Creator right now, which I need to watch that. But initially, I thought that film would be a pile of bollocks. But it's actually doing. This is a film where the trailer didn't do the movie justice, and I'm happy to hear that because I heard it's quite good. But John David Washington also was my pick to take over from Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther.
That's a good show.
Yeah,
shout.
if they want to recast him.
Sorry, just my pick would have been between him and the guy playing Black Mantis in the Aquaman films.
I can't remember his face.
I can.
Fucking great actor. Great actor.
Yeah.
Right, I want to throw another one at you two. Michael Douglas or Kirk Douglas?
Oh, they're both good.
But Michael
Douglas
had a bigger career by far.
I don't know. Kirk Douglas had a really massive film career.
Kirk Douglas did a lot of shit, dude. I just didn't realize.
Spartacus was like his biggest role.
It was in the Vikings. He was in Flaming.
He did lots of period films, man. Loads of them.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. But Michael Douglas was the upper echelons of Hollywood with some of the stuff that he's done. he's had the far more prolific career by far. So
they did a movie with all three Douglases, all three generations. They had Kirk, Michael, and Michael's son, who I forgot. I don't know what his fucking name is.
Dylan.
So, sorry, Dylan Douglas. Oh, there you go. I mean, it's not like you had this guy in anything else recently, have you? So,
no, he's not going to have the career. But then, from the older generation, we also have Tony Curtis or Jamie Lee.
Jamie Lee. Yeah.
No, because I'd say Tony Curtis. Because Tony Curtis was a badass. He was he's one of those guys who would do his own stunts. There was a show called The Persuaders, and
I love The Persuaders.
It's better. He's had the better career.
Okay. Still flaming Tony Curtis. He was in flaming Something Like It's Hot. He was in the Boston Strangler. He was in flaming the Unforgiven Ones, where he played it was a racial thing when that sort of thing would have been problematic. He was in The Persuaders. He was in flaming he did films. I mean, not to poo-poo Jamie Lee Curtis's film career, because hers is fabulous as well. But
she's been in one of my favorite movies of all time,
which is Halloween.
Trading Places.
Oh, yeah, Halloween.
Come on, dude, give me some credit.
No, but the thing is
amazing.
The era, and Tony Curtis again, he was upper echelons. He was on the Mount Everest of that time period. So I would say, comparing the two, Tony Curtis.
It's a pretty cool comparison of a male and female character as well, with their careers and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
She was called The Body at one point, man. She was so she was.
But her stuff now is fucking phenomenal. She's even better now as she's gotten older than in her younger acting years.
She did that movie with
her.
That movie with Michelle Yeoh. Why is the name escaping me now?
Yeah, all at once.
Yeah, brilliant with her sausage fingers.
The one where she won the Oscar for 3 minutes on screen.
Yeah, she shouldn't have won the Oscar for that, but still, just brilliant performance.
There's some actors who could don't matter how big their daddy was, because Sean Connery was massive, but Jason Connery never had a fucking career whatsoever.
Yes, he did.
He didn't.
No, it's Robert Sherwood. What the hell are you talking about?
What the hell is that? We're talking about
Gary.
Nothing career.
Just use your brain for a second. We're trying to compare the two together.
Right, compared the two, no, definitely. Sean Connery, there is
a little bit of a career early on, and then he went off into obscurity.
Sean Connery
direct the film. My mum's friend, she wrote her this wonderful book about her mother's history and all this kind of stuff. And the film studio wanted to make it into a film, and they attached Jason Connery to direct it. And he was such a useless cretin that in the end, my mom's friend just turned around and said, "You know what? No, I'd rather not make this into a film, because you're trying to change everything, and it's the story you want to tell. You want to change the country as well. You want to set it in fucking Scotland. So he's just a complete inept idiot." I'm not surprised though. I mean, his dad was never there for him. If you look at interviews of Jason Connery and what a cock his dad was, Sean Connery was a fucking arsehole, a real fucking arsehole.
Oh yeah.
But he was,
by the way,
the most prolific. I mean, you're not going to get higher than fucking James Bond of all things.
All in his career, he just spanned the guy was constantly hit after hit after hit. I mean, every stage of his career, and so many really cult classics as well. I mean, Sean Connery was, when it came to some of his films, regardless of him being an arsehole, he's got an amazing list. He's stuff like Time Bandits. He's been in everything, man. I think, look, this is a good one here regarding Chris Pine. His dad played the police chief in Chips. I know exactly who you're talking about, and I can see the fucking resemblance. I can definitely see it.
I've got
Robert Pine for sure.
Robert Pine.
Yeah,
And Maya Hawke. I've
Maya
never known,
Hawke-
regarding Maya Hawke, I've never known
Right.
somebody to be,
I don't know if she'll be as big as her dad or her mum.
but she is without doubt the perfect 50-50 amalgamation of her mum and dad. You know what I mean? She is so right in between. Usually you end up looking like one parent more than the other. Like David Washington, he looks nothing like Denzel. You know, he's got his mum's looks.
Even
You know what I
with
mean?
her name Washington, I still didn't know that was Denzel's kid until they said it was. So yeah, absolutely.
And I also want to put this not just with mums and dads, but also with like brothers and sisters as well. Like you got the Howards. And Ron Howard hasn't been an actor for a long time, even though he might have done the odd little skit here or there. He's been behind the camera, but he would definitely say that he's had a more prolonged career as a director than his brother Clint Howard has as an actor. Even though Clint Howard, in my opinion, is cult noir status as an actor because he's been around since fucking Gentle Ben. Whilst Ron Howard obviously was always known as Richie Cunningham in Happy Days. So
yeah,
I don't know because Clint Howard is always good value whenever he turns up in anything.
Yeah,
because he's one of those actors. You know what I mean?
he was in a recent episode of Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and it was really cool to see him in that episode because for once he wasn't playing a fucked up crazy weirdo, because that's what he tends to play a lot in his latter years. You know, fucking people with he played like basically a chief medical officer. He was a little bit eccentric, but regardless, he played someone a little bit more down to earth than he has been playing his entire fucking career. And I actually very much appreciated that because he's always played the wide-eyed fucking nutcase. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to see. It's nice to see them. Be putting something a bit more normal when they've been years of typecast as the kind of weirdo.
Well, just to go on a total tangent here, like Michael Madsen, he's always been playing gangsters and fucking like very crazy fuckers with a cool, calm demeanor, like he did as he played Mr. Blonde in fucking Reservoir Dogs. But then you see him in fucking Free Willy. Like, what the fuck, he's like totally different ball game. I love it. I love seeing serious actors do comedy, like we saw, which is what the whole point of Aeroplane was, to get all these serious actors to do comedy. That was what the whole point of it. And I love seeing comedic actors doing serious roles.
Yeah, because I mean, before then, Leslie Nielsen was a proper
Hollywood, all of them were
dramatic actor. Like
all of them were,
all of them were, and stuff like that. And because of that, he did was it Police Squad and stuff like that, and that led to fame
Naked
Gun, one of the greatest trilogies ever made.
I thought the third one was shit. I really did.
You didn't like it?
The third one is awful, man.
It was a downgrade compared to, because we entered the era of dumbing things down. But it's just a trilogy I can rewatch over and over again. Like for me, it's up there with Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, just in terms of rewatchability, not in terms of quality.
Was it the Zucker brothers? Is that who they made?
Yeah, the Zucker brothers.
The Zucker brothers. When it came, you could always rely on the Zucker brothers to do good spoofs. But after maybe things like Hot Shots and maybe Loaded Weapon 1, which wasn't Zucker brothers, by the way, but nevertheless, spoofs just like becoming really fucking shit.
It's because I'm a big fan of spoofs. It's because the studios were like, look, just make the jokes obvious. We don't want people to have to look the jokes, because the good stuff that the Zuckers did, and along with I forget the other guy they used to work with as well. Is it something Abrams? Not JJ. But their stuff, a lot of it was you had to really watch it. Like there was a lot of shit going on in the background. There was like every scene, there was always something going on, and the studios didn't like that. And that's why when you watch like Scary Movie, it's just garbage, just fucking obvious pandering to the lowest common moron. That's why so many people my age back then loved that film, and that was the end of spoofs for me when Scary Movie kind of came along, even though it was already dying out because studios just didn't want to.
Yeah, well, you watch something like Meet the Spartans.
Jim Abrams, thank you, Vance.
you watch something like Meet the Spartans, and it made me want to kill myself. It was so fucking bad. It really was.
All of that
oh,
was
God.
because of Scary Movie. It's a Scary Movie just spun off all these absolute fucking awful, not even funny, remotely funny spoofs that were just basically like it was films for 3-year-olds. It was that bad, like really bad comedy, like just not funny at all. But its spoofs are dead. I mean, here's a good one: Ice Cube or O'Shea Jackson Jr. Ice Cube.
Ice Cube definitely as the artist, as a musician with NWA and all that sort of stuff. But O'Shea Jackson's can surpass him as an actor without a doubt, quite easily.
He's still young, so
even though the Friday trilogy or Friday, the first one especially, is a classic. It really is.
Yeah. I mean, Ice Cube's film choices have been mostly fucking shocking. But Friday, the first one was a masterpiece for sure.
Second one wasn't too bad, but the third one,
yeah, definitely. But O'Shea Jackson, he's won careers to look at. But you know what's really funny? You remember obviously when they did the NWA biopic, and when they cast O'Shea to play, because he was called O'Shea Jackson. And I was just sitting there like, wow, that guy really fucking looks like Ice Cube. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Find out it's actually his son. I was like, oh, okay, well, that makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
But it is shocking how much he looks like his dad. Like, honestly, trying to think which.
He's an Andor.
Let me see. Can't do Lily Collins and Phil Collins because they're totally different genre.
Lily Allen and her dad. Her dad's a famous
Keith
actor.
Allen.
Oh, Keith Allen.
Keith
Allen by far. Yeah, I mean Lily Allen.
Really?
Yeah. What's she?
Lily Allen's more of a singer. She's a singer more than a.
Yeah, I mean, so's her dad. Her dad was.
I thought more of a comedian.
Like in the 80s, yeah, he was quite. He did all right as a kind of singer. But now Keith Allen by far, he's one of the alternative comedy legends. Great actor. He's been in so many good shows over the years and that. Lily Allen now's only claim to fame is that she's married to David Harbour. She's not really doing
it. Which is actually kind of it really feels weird when you see them two together. But then so is what's her face? The girl who plays the new Black Widow, and her husband's the guy from fucking Scrubs. That's a weird combination as well.
They're divorced.
I
mean, that one was shocking, but again with what's his name? I mean, he likes him young anyway, Zach Braff. So not young like young, but like Leonardo
mid-20s.
Yeah, legal and young, which is fine. If that's your preference, that's fine. But yeah, it was a weird pairing. Like, where the fuck would they have even met? Kind of thing.
I got one, but you have to understand they're not from the same genre. One's music, one's acting. Lenny Kravitz and Zoe Kravitz.
Lenny Kravitz, yeah. Lenny Kravitz. Zoe Kravitz's career is just after she butchered, murdered, destroyed, shat on one of my all-time favorite films, which was High Fidelity, when she was part of the remake that was a TV series. It was absolute dog shit. But her career's kind of petered off a bit. Oh no, what am I talking about? She's fucking Catwoman.
Yeah, she was Catwoman. She was Catwoman, and she's in. I'm sure she's in. I'm sure she's in something else. I can't remember.
Yes, I must take off my angry glasses after they butchered High Fidelity.
I got one, and I got to say before I forget it, because this one's like 3 or 4 generations of family. The Fondas. From Henry Fonda to Peter Fonda, his sister Jane Fonda, his daughter Bridget Fonda. I mean, there's a fucking whole bunch of Fondas right there, mate.
Wow.
Which one do you think got the better career? I don't think Peter Fonda's career is yeah, but I don't think Peter Fonda or Jane Fonda's career is as good as people make it out to be. I think Henry Fonda had a massive career. Bridget Fonda not too bad either.
Oh God, I would probably say Jane Fonda because even in her 80s, she did a great sitcom with Lily Tomlin that was on Netflix. Grace and something else. It was called.
Frankie, my parents are obsessed with that series.
What's that one?
Grace and Frankie, my mum and dad are obsessed with it.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. My mum likes it, and I was sat there watching it with her. I was like, yeah, it's not bad. Really good. Because I love like Lily Tomlinson. Like again, grew up with her in the 80s and things like that. So brilliant actress. So I just thought I'll give it a try, and yeah.
Oh,
Bonda's still prolific, like still kicking ass. Whereas the others kind of
this is a good
disappeared.
one. This is a good one. This is a good one.
I was just about to say them. Angelina Jolie, by far.
Really?
Yeah, by far. She's had the more high profile stuff. I mean, like fucking your Tomb Raiders,
What's she
your
done? What's she done recently?
Girl Interrupted, all the action films she's done.
I mean,
well,
at least John Voight's making noise as a fucking Trump supporter. Like what the fuck has Angelina Jolie done recently? I have no fucking idea.
let me have a look.
Too busy fucking adopting kids, I think.
Let's have a look. I think isn't she working
And
on too?
we got a brother and sister here. Eric Roberts and Julia Roberts.
And she was the best thing in that. She played Thena.
Oh yeah, of course.
Awesome in that. Those Who Wish We Dead. Yeah, she's
Julia Roberts. I mean, I love Eric Roberts.
Yeah, Julia Roberts, without a doubt. You know what I mean?
But I mean, I do like Eric Roberts because he's a great actor. But
yeah, given the choice out of the two, I love Eric Roberts. But yeah, Julia Roberts was far more prolific. Eric Roberts' daughter, Emma Roberts, is an absolute cunt, apparently, as well. Now, she's another one. Like, she's had quite a prolific career, though.
Yes.
As well, a lot more prestigious already than her father, like a lot more high profile than her father has. But she's an absolute Karen in real life. Like, causes a lot of trouble on sets and things like that. So,
I got one. This is just to take the piss. Elvis Presley or Lisa Maria Presley?
Elvis Presley.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Oh, one's dead. Oh, they're both dead. So who died better? Yeah. Let's see, what other ones do we have? So we've done Tom and Colin Hanks.
Got the Baldwin brothers. It's without that, Alec Baldwin. You know what I mean?
Alec Baldwin by far.
Yeah, Stephen Baldwin's a little bit of a nutcase. A lot of people.
He's a fucking weirdo, man. Oh, I got one.
Yeah.
Enrique Iglesias or oh god, what's his dad?
Julio
Iglesias, yeah.
Julio Iglesias. Enrique.
Really?
Yeah, he sold way more records, and he's still going strong now in the Spanish market and the Latin American market. He's still going strong. I see him pop up sometimes. Like a couple of years ago, popped up on my feed and that, and then one of his videos like had fucking 200 million views. I was like, Jesus Christ, the guy's still going. So yeah, Julio kind of faded out, but his son's still going strong. Like 20 years later. Let's see, who else have we got here? What about the Hemsworth brothers? Gee, I wonder who's doing the better out of them.
For sure. Nicole Richie, the daughter of Lionel Richie. She's had. I mean, don't get me wrong, Lionel Richie without a doubt. There's no ifs, I mean, but Nicole Richie's had a decent career as an actress, and I had no idea until now that she was fucking Lionel Richie's fucking daughter.
Is she an actress? I thought she was in a shit reality show with.
Look, here's one. I had no idea they were related until now that I'm seeing it on my screen. Laura Dern from fucking Jurassic Park is the daughter of Bruce Dern.
Yes.
I had no idea.
Yes. So he was in. That's a very close call because they both had tremendous careers.
I'm going to just say Laura Dern just because she's a fucking lovely human being as well, apparently. Screw it. There we go. I'll go with Laura Dern.
Love seeing Bruce Dern in
no, it's about their career.
It was really good.
I need to see Bruce Dern's face. I don't fucking remember.
I mean, if you watch
fucking hell. For the Burbs. He was also in the Burbs.
Yeah, Hateful Eight for me. I like that.
Hateful Eight, yeah.
Oh, I mentioned Ron Howard. I forgot his own fucking daughter, Bryce Dallas Howard.
Well, I mean, look, she's got a new series coming out on Apple. No, a new film coming out on Apple TV, which looks fucking insane. The one with Henry Cavill and that shit haircut. You know, she's starring in that. She's directed a whole bunch of Star Wars episodes, as well. So, you know, she's still young. She's only in her 30s, so you never know. It's still early, but she's doing really well for herself. And she's not like the worst director. There's more worse directors out there. So yeah, that's another good shout. Skarsgårds. I mean, we've got Alexander and Stellan. Who would you say out of them two?
Sorry, can you say that again?
The Skarsgårds. So let's just say Stellan and his son Alexander Skarsgård.
I'd say Stellan because he's had a massive career from the 80s.
The other Skarsgård is making a name for himself now because after It and John Wick and
that's Alexander.
No, then what's the other one then? When he played Tarzan.
His brother.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
He's been in many things. That's that particular Skarsgård.
God's sake. Yeah, let's get the whole family tree up of the Skarsgårds. Right, let's see. Okay. He's got 8 fucking children. Jesus Christ.
Right.
You can't spell him.
Yeah. Oh, is it Bill Skarsgård?
Yeah, it is Bill Skarsgård.
Bill Skarsgård. Yeah. That's the one from John Wick. That's the one from It.
Oh, right. No, Alexander is slightly more high profile. But yeah, and I think Gustav, nobody gives a shit about him. But which one played It? Was it Bill?
Bill.
Yeah,
Bill.
It was Bill. Yeah. Oh, that's a good.
Any of them John Wick 4 as well.
Yeah. So Alexander, the one that did Tarzan, Battleship, Big Lies, The Northman, Infinity Pool, Stan, Succession. He's in Succession, which I tried watching that show. I didn't like it. But Alexander's like my pick. I would love him to play Cyclops as well, even though shit, he's 47. What?
Yeah, those Swedes, man. They
fucking age well.
They age well.
Yeah.
By the way, Nicolas Cage is the son of Nicolas Coppola. His uncle is Francis Ford Coppola.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just look at this picture of Nicolas Cage and his dad look really fucking similar.
Nicolas Cage. I mean,
without doubt.
Without doubt.
Yeah.
Without doubt.
Jesus Christ! I'm looking at Cindy Crawford and her daughter. Yeah, she looks like the mini me version of Cindy Crawford. It's amazing.
Her daughter's.
I
think her daughter's got like fucking a huge set on her. Oh no, that's Heidi Klum's daughter. That has a huge set on her. As well. Just putting that out there. Okay, let's see. What else do we have here? I love that we've gone down this fucking road rather than talking about Gen V, by the way. This couldn't have gone any better.
Because this is more interesting than Gen V.
Yeah, way more interesting. I could talk about shit like this.
All right. Michael Gyllenhaal or Jake Gyllenhaal?
Jake.
Michael.
Yeah, definitely with you.
Jake. That's like saying Ben Affleck or Casey Affleck. Yeah, it's Ben Affleck every day of the week. Or Joaquin Phoenix or River Phoenix. I would say Joaquin Phoenix now. Maybe a while back.
Yeah. But if the other one was still alive, I think River Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix was in space. Joaquin Phoenix was in Space Camp. Remember that film back in the day with Kate?
Yeah,
he was with it.
Great film.
Man.
I used to think it was based on a true story. I wasn't a very smart kid, but yeah, it was a great fucking film.
Like Ben Stiller's dad is like a famous comedian called Jerry Stiller from back in the day, like part of the crooner era. Even though he wasn't a crooner himself, but he worked alongside them.
Jerry
Stiller.
is
Yeah.
awesome. He was one of the best things in Seinfeld and King of Queens and things like that. Just brilliant. Like Ben Stiller's had the more high profile career, but Jerry Stiller is better in every way. I hate Ben Stiller. I don't rate him at all. I never found him funny. He's a good actor, but I don't rate him at all. But yeah, he's had the more high profile career. All right, see what else we got here.
Well, Meryl Streep has got loads of kids. Fucking hell. None of them recognizable. Meryl Streep, she's got loads of kids. None of them are recognizable.
I know. I think her oldest or middle daughter is kind of rising in the ranks as an actor. Yeah, let's see.
Well, Steve Harvey's got a daughter called Laurie Harvey. Apparently, she's an actress and a model.
Who?
Laurie Harvey, Steve Harvey, his daughter, Steve Harvey, the guy who does the Family Feud.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That cretin. Yeah. Oh shit, Dakota Johnson. I didn't realize is the daughter of Don Johnson.
Don Johnson. Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah. Dakota Johnson's pretty as hell. Wyatt Russell. Holy shit. Wyatt Russell's
you didn't know that
guy. No,
you didn't know that. Oh, I thought everyone knew that. A lot of people wanted to play to do a prequel of Escape from Cleveland, and play Snake Plissken, Escaping from Cleveland.
Listen, he's a great actor. Fucking hell, yeah.
Look at those moments when he was just being very, very cold and on his like just before he fought Falcon and Winter Soldier. He was giving real Snake Plissken vibes. You know what I mean? And
he was obviously a standout in that show, for sure.
Yeah,
but I did not realize that at all. Oh, mate, hopefully, I don't think he'll ever reach the heights of his dad, but I hope he does. He's good.
Don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart. The Billy Ray Cyrus and Billy Ray Cyrus will understand.
Billy Ray's been living off that song for decades, and then
for sure,
children's fame. So Billy Ray by Country Mile.
Regarding directors, by the way, Sophia Coppola. I mean, Nicolas Cage's cousin, and her dad, Francis Ford.
Yeah, I know.
Better director.
I mean, she made one of my film that I absolutely love, which is Lost in Translation, but she's not really made anything anywhere near as good as that since. So no, I'd say Francis Ford. Comparing daughter and you know, let's see. Well, there's Billy Lord,
Wayne Brothers,
Carrie Fisher. But I'd say Carrie Fisher, obviously. I mean, it's not even.
Carrie Fisher, without a doubt. That Billy Lord's career hasn't even taken off. What about the Wayne brothers? Damon Wayans, Marlon Wayans, Keenan Ivory Wayans, Sean Wayans. A bunch of fucking Wayans there.
I would say probably Damon Wayans.
Yeah, man, he was in one of my favorite action films. You know, The Last Boy Scout back in the day.
Oh, what a film! I love Damon Wayans. Yeah, I loved it in Living Color. You know, Don't Be a Menace, even though he's not even in that. You know,
Don't Be a Menace is fucking hell with the other Wayne brother. That is brilliant, man. That is absolutely brilliant.
Marlon and Sean. Now the funny thing is if Marlon, I think it was Marlon that was tipped to play. Or was it Marlon or Sean? One of them was tipped to play Robin in the Batman film, and but they went with Christopher O'Donnell instead. I think if they'd have landed that film, who knows? But they've had a good career. I mean, you know, they've rolled off like Scary Movie kind of put those two brothers up in the stratosphere. But Damon by far, yeah. I mean, he had like a lot of good high-profile films in the 90s, and just hilarious actor.
Natasha Richardson, Vanessa Redgrave, and I think her mum is Jolie Richardson. Sorry, her daughter's Jolie Richardson.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
You've got Rashida Jones and Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones by far. Like, I love Rashida. I think she's absolutely gorgeous and funny. Like her mother was Peggy Lipton, who I'm not that sure about, but yeah, like Quincy Jones again. He's one of the greatest musical composers of all time. So that's like trying to compare Bach to fucking Victoria Beckham. So yeah, not even close. Harley Quinn Smith or her dad Kevin Smith? I think we're gonna say Kevin Smith. There.
Kevin. Did you name his kid after fucking Harley Quinn?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, if I had a son and I didn't have to go down the traditional Greek route, I would have called my son Remy after Gambit, just because I like the name Remy. So I'm not surprised he did that. It's a lot better than like fucking Apple and Quaxilon or whatever the fuck Elon Musk called his.
Peaches.
Yeah.
Peaches Geldof and Bob Geldof.
Yeah.
By the way, there's a couple.
Nah.
Yeah.
Well, they're all cretins. So none of them. Here's another good one: Rob Schneider or Ellie King. Now, different genres. Obviously, Rob Schneider's comedian, comedy actor, and Ellie King's a brilliant musician. But we'll say Rob Schneider because, you know, if you tell people Rob Schneider, they'll know exactly who you mean.
King. I got some obvious ones: Bob Marley, Damian Marley.
Bob Marley.
Yeah, obvious. How about John Lennon, Julian Lennon?
Liv Tyler or Steven Tyler?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one. It's always difficult because one's music, one's acting, and it's I'll go with Steve.
Yeah, me too. Even though Liv like absolutely was smashing it in the 90s and 2000s, I would say Steven Tyler.
She's coming back in Marvel. She'll be in Captain America. New World Order.
Yeah, Betty Ross coming back as Betty
Ross.
Yeah,
Betty Ross. Yeah.
Lovely.
It's weird. It's weird having a Captain America film with all the Hulk characters except for Hulk himself. Weird, but all right, fair enough.
That makes perfect sense to me. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Oh, we need to wrap this up, fellas. I apologize. I need to make my dad some food.
Oh, all right. No worries. Okay, we'll end it on one final one. We've got Domhnall Gleeson or Brendan Gleeson. Now, Brendan Gleeson, you know, big ginger.
Oh, that's a good one.
Domhnall Gleeson was obviously in Star Wars.
Oh yeah. He's been in a few things. He was in Judge Dredd as well. You know, he's been in a few things. I would say Brendan Gleeson. Brendan Gleeson. He played Donald Trump for fuck's sake. I would never have thought he did it so well. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
If you find yourself on American Horror Stories, you're probably a problem actor. Fair enough. I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, her career, just going back on Emma Roberts, like her career, she was in a huge ascendancy. Then in 2018, her career just ground to a halt, and that was because of like she basically was abusive towards her boyfriend and just a real cunt to work with. And so now she's just in American Horror Story, and I don't think they want her in anything else. So yeah, shocker, but not surprised, to be honest. On that note, I want to thank everyone for joining us for our Gen V review. If you've made it this far to the video, we've gone into a much better territory, talking about who's more successful within the acting families. And on that note, I want to thank my co-hosts, Golden Brown and Gaz, especially to Golden Brown for coming up with this and making this a much better experience than it was trying to talk about Gen V, because nobody gives a fuck about that. And on that
you're
note,
welcome, dude. You're welcome.
Thank you all, and we will see you for the next video, which is whenever.